What is a book that's reminded you to be more kind? This is why we prepare. This is why I should look at prompts ahead of time. Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Leandra the TBR0 and my goal is to listen my physical TBR one book at a time. I am doing a tag video and it has been a while. Firstly, I have to thank Melinda from A Web of Stories for providing me with this opportunity to do this tag. She didn't tag me in the video itself, but she did mention me, which was so sweet. You all have to go hang out with Melinda, give her a subscribe, give her a like and a comment across her newest videos because she's honestly a wonderful person. She did the kindness tag and she very kindly provided me with the creator of this tag as well. It's Caitlin from Vandy's Books. The tag was created about 3 weeks ago at this point, and so it's still super new. So if you want to join the bandwagon of a very lovely booktube cause, I highly recommend you do it. So there are 9 prompts, 9 questions for us to go through. I'll be doing it on the fly because I just watched Melinda's video. She posted it about 5 days ago, so I'm a bit late, and I didn't do any preparations for this because it is Sunday. I'm trying to make a better schedule for myself where I post every Sunday, Thursday. And so here we go. I'm recording, I'm gonna be editing, and then I'm gonna be posting it on Sunday itself. So you're seeing me just a few hours earlier than this is actually being posted. This is the point in the video where I would like to remind you to consider subscribing to my channel. There's a lot of great content that I have planned. Not only am I hosting TBRathon in January, an entire readathon dedicated to our TBR piles, TBR shelves, to be read plans. I also have a lot of other vlogs and sit-down videos planned. I mentioned that I have a physical TBR shelves tour that I plan on doing throughout my videos this past week, and I every time mention it, I'm reminded that I still have to record that, but it's fine. So yeah, don't feel pressure though. You are very much welcome to remain a YouTube ghost who haunts me. I also like that idea. All right, let's get back to the content. Prompt number 1, how do you practice kindness in your day-to-day life? It depends on the day, especially as far as my own bandwidth goes. I don't think that you need to pressure yourself to get a certain number of kind acts in every single day, especially because kindness can be a bit inherent at times where you don't even realize that you're being kind to someone and they're the ones who are acknowledging it. So for instance, checking in with your friends, asking them thoughtful questions. So when they mention something exciting in their life, you then follow up saying, how did that go? And honestly, a lot of times you just are genuinely interested, so you're not even realizing it's a kind thing to ask them because you're getting something out of it. You're learning something about your friend or your partner or a family member that you care about. But for them, it lets them know that someone's been thinking about them. And so just keeping that conversation going is really lovely. Also, what I am trying to do better, because I'm a talkative person, as anyone might know if you have been watching my channel for any amount of time, and I've been practicing more conscious silences. So if someone is really enamored about a certain subject, they're really excited about something, or they're really struggling with something, just allowing them the floor to talk without providing interjections. I might do a yeah, those kinds of small little micro responses to allow them a bit of, I suppose, security, knowing that I'm still listening. But interruptions, I think, can be a detriment to someone processing what they're doing depending on what you're saying. And so I think that that's a bit of a hidden type of kindness, showing patience and allowing someone to get their thoughts out. I don't know. The list goes on. Prompt number 2, what is the kindest thing that's happened to you on Booktube? Well, I could mention the fact that Melinda just basically promoted me on her own channel, saying that she found me to be a really fun booktuber to watch, which was really lovely of her. But I also think that the collaborative process, the various times someone has reached out to collaborate on some type of event, whether it be a readathon or even going on their sprints, or them mentioning me in a Booktube episode where they've read a book I recommended, or they saw a book that I talked about, maybe they asked for my input. All of those, I would say, are lovely acts of kindness on Booktube because they're Booktube related, and it shows that my voice matters in this community, which is nice because I think everyone's voice matters, and we should feel as though our thoughts on books are important, that someone's listening to us. And so when someone wants to, you know, be on my sprints, or they ask if I can join them on theirs, honestly, that is just the loveliest thing, because it shows that they also trust me to be engaging. They think that I'm an enjoyable person to hang out with on camera. And so that has probably been the most fun, especially in the last 6 months. I've been sprinting more often on other people's channels, on mine, and it's been great. Even today I have sprints with Katie and Danny, and I can't wait for it. So the fact that they said yes, that every time I ask someone if they're willing to be on my sprints, and every time I get a yes from that, it's really gratifying, and it's really nice to know that people do want to hang out with me. Prompt number 3, who, in your opinion, is one of the kindest booktubers out there? Honestly, I don't believe I know one booktuber who isn't kind, so this question is very hard to narrow it down. And I also don't want to be the cop-out who says everybody's kind, because everyone is kind. And that's not me being superfluous. It's just genuinely how it is. I think that Booktube is a really lucky part of the internet in which we can find people being super understanding, even if you disagree about your thoughts on a certain book or a certain author or whatever the case is. Usually everyone is pretty patient and understanding of each other's views, which is very lovely to find, because we don't see that very often. But to return to the question at hand, one of the kindest booktubers out there, I've got to narrow it down. I'm gonna say one person who I've gotten to know, especially in the last couple months, and that is Danny over at Danny Dabbles. She is the loveliest person inside and out. She has definitely listened to me as I've ranted and vented about certain elements, not just regarding books, but in my life. And she's someone I feel as though I can trust with that information. There have been times where both of us, I would say, are a bit more private about our personal lives on Booktube, which is very much our choice. Others enjoy vlogging about their lives, talking about their loved ones a bit more openly, which is totally fine. But I've found that Danny and I don't do that so readily, and what was really lovely is that Danny has recognized that in myself. And so there have been moments where she's checked in with me saying, hey, I did mention this, is that okay? Or you know, whatever the event was, and it was just really nice to have her check in with me and make sure that it was okay. Or she'd ask me a question about something personal that I slightly brought up when we were messaging about a book, and she said, you know, you don't have to divulge this, but if you wanted to, I'm interested. And so yeah, like, it's really nice to have someone recognize your boundaries, especially because we kind of get wrapped up in being so open about our reading lives that we don't really think about if anyone has any other boundaries outside of that. And yeah, so everybody go check out Danny. She is awesome. I talk about her probably too much on this channel. She probably thinks I'm stalking her at this point, but yeah, she is awesome. Prompt number 4, what is a book that's reminded you to be more kind? This is why we prepare. This is why I should look at prompts ahead of time. What is a book that made me remember to be kind? This is the moment where I reveal I only read evil books. So I did peruse my shelves, and I ended up finding A Good Day to Pie by Misha Pop. So this is actually the second in her Pies Before Guys mystery series. It is a cozy mystery, but it also is involving a bit of magical realism, because our main character, she can infuse pies with different magical qualities. If someone eats a pie and she wants them to feel courageous, feel kinder, feel more open and honest, then she can do that. But she also can infuse pies with deadlier qualities. So if someone is eating it and she's purposely made it for them, it could potentially lead to death, depending on what their intentions are. And this is the second in the series, as I think I've said, but the first one was Magic Lies and Deadly Pies. The reason why I chose the sequel is because it involves a baking show, and of course our main character, what is her name? Daisy, she is a contestant, and what's awesome about it is because it's a competitive baking show, it's very much a British Bake Off, but as an American knockoff. There is great diversity in this, and the competitors are all super supportive of each other. Of course, there's a few who aren't, because it's a murder mystery, someone dies, there has to be suspects. But I just loved the camaraderie, especially Daisy as a character. She's super supportive of everyone. There was this really touching scene in which by the end round, everyone's kind of revealing their final creations, and you realize that they all desperately want to win for personal reasons. And I started tearing up when I was listening to the audiobook when it revealed who won. And yeah, it was just really nice, especially because I think Misha Pop turned the competitive aspect on its head, because on television we expect rivalries, we expect people to kind of create allies and enemies and sabotage each other, what have you. But with this, every time the judges tried to instigate some type of competition, everyone was like, no, we're just happy for everyone. We want everyone to get good marks. We're super like supportive, and all of us are friends at this point. And it was honestly really lovely. So I recommend you read the first book, because that's also great. But then the second one just surprised me, and I think I like it better. I think I like book 2 better. It also has great LGBT plus rep, because Daisy as a main character is bi, but we also have ace representation in this book, which I especially appreciated, as well as other forms that are a part of the queer community. So it's really inclusive. It's a great cozy. Check it out. Prompt number 5. Yes, we're on prompt 5. Can you think of a fiction book of any genre that focuses on the themes of kindness? I mean, I would say that I already mentioned one by Misha Pop, but another one that I think is kindness to the environment is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I don't think enough people have read that book, even though it's still a bestseller all the time. I believe it should probably be required reading for the entire human race. Robin Wall Kimmerer, she is an Indigenous botanist, and so she combines Indigenous teachings, Indigenous learning, with the more stringent, traditional Western versions of science and knowledge. And what it comes down to is her encouragement of us having a relationship with our environment, of understanding that this isn't a situation where we take and we can't give anything back. It is reciprocal. If we love the environment, it will show us love back, and it's really lovely. Another great book that I think shows kindness, again, as far as an environmentalist view that isn't just human kindness to a fellow human, is Beyond Words by Carl Safina. I read that a few years ago, and the entire book basically is his way of arguing, reminding us that animals have feelings. They have a very complex, amazing form of intelligence that we can learn from and we can appreciate. And I was captivated. I loved it so much. I have another book by him on my shelves that I've been meaning to read, and I really do hope to get to it in 2024, because talking about it now, it's reminding me of just how informative and thoughtful it is. I cried at that book as well. And so yeah, I think that for whatever reason, kind books make me cry. Prompt number 6. How do you think you could make Booktube a kinder place, both individually and as a community? I would say that making Booktube content that is a bit more collaborative, and that's not just saying, hey, I want to read a book by you, you read a book by me, let's talk about it, and just promote each other's channels as if it's a bit more marketing business-esque, because a lot of times we start Booktube because we're trying to find a community, because we're trying to find friends, like-minded people who just adore reading to the fullest. And so a lot of us aren't doing this as a business. We're not making any money from it. I'm certainly not. And I want to make sure that collaboration is specifically communal. And so I have had a few ideas. I just made a video in which I reacted to 5 new booktubers, and it was so fun. I really appreciated seeing these people at the beginning of their booktube lives, and I can't wait to see how they grow. I think that's probably the most fun element of meeting a booktube newbie, is that you get to see them from the beginning. And so if you follow them, then you can see them, you know, months from now, years from now, to see how they grow. I definitely don't recommend this, but if you looked at me now in comparison to my first video on YouTube, which I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed by, although I kind of am, I can 100% see the growth, see the confidence, see the change, and even my editing style. I think that I have grown more comfortable in my own type of humor, my own type of, I don't know, editing preferences, and it's been really fun to do that. So I think doing that with other people is really cool. But in 2024, I've mentioned this in my December TBR plus future content video that just went up on Thursday, I am hoping to be a bit more collaborative with my TBR, because I'm bringing back TBR videos where I'm planning TBRs per month, but I want to do it in which I highlight a friend. And so I'll be playing along with a different person's TBR game every single month, and that would be honestly a great way for me to remind people, hey, this person's great too, look at how fun their content is, so let's go support them. And I also have a few vlogging ideas involving friends on Booktube, and so I'm really excited about that. And I do plan on doing it with the intention of trying to promote my friends' channels and showing people that we should just be subscribing to everyone because everyone's great. Prompt number 7, say some kind words about one of your favorite Booktube channels. Ooh, this is one of my favorite things. So I have so many favorite Booktube channels, so many different friends that I've made, especially in the last year, that I'm just so grateful for. And so whoever I mention, honestly, it is one of many, many people that I really enjoy watching. One of them that I thoroughly enjoy and I try to watch every single video is actually Brittany Loves Reading. She is someone who's become a great friend of mine over the past year for various reasons. Not only were we just Get a Clue co-hosts for Rainy's Readathon in November, but we've been doing every other month Ice Planet Barbarian sprints, and so she's just such an eclectic reader. She reads everything, and we're also very much on the same page as far as what eras we're in. We were in the same era as far as romance goes not long ago, and now what's so weird is we haven't even talked about it, and it probably is because of Ice Planet Barbarians, but we both want to get more into sci-fi in 2024, and so I really enjoy her content. She's super fun, and she's also really consistent. I think the reason why I'm also mentioning her is because I aspire to be more like her as far as consistent schedule and not creating content within 24 hours or 48 hours of making it, and that's what I'm doing right now. So you can see that I'm still a work in progress. So I really love her, and that's just honestly one person that I'm mentioning here. So honestly, anyone who's watching this, they're lovely. Prompt number 8, share a new small Booktube channel. Well, one that I just discovered, and honestly she's growing quite quickly on her own, so she's clearly amazing, but one that I just watched her book haul video is Gabby Likes to Read. So it was really fun to see the various classics, historical books that she's reading. She even mentioned Kerry Washington's most recent memoir, which I didn't even know Kerry Washington came out with a memoir. She's getting into Toni Morrison, and I think she's someone that I can certainly relate to and learn more about as far as through her reading tastes. She commented recently on a video of mine, which is what allowed me to see her, and so I subscribed to her not long ago. I just watched her book haul video today, and she is definitely a new to me booktuber, so that's why I'm mentioning her here. I think you all should go give her some love. She is really great, and also, who doesn't love a book haul video? So there you are with that. And finally, prompt number 9 is to tag some friends to spread some kindness. So I'm tagging them because I'm hoping that they do this tag, but I'm also tagging them because I think that they're lovely. I think people need to support them and go check them out. And I, of course, couldn't mention everyone in this video, and even though I'm mentioning these people, again, it's not enough. I would be here all day if I had to mention all the booktubers that I adore. So the people I am tagging include Michaela Reads. She is someone that I recently met through Danny Dabbles, who I've already mentioned in this video, and Michaela has been just such a light. She is awesome. Her comments are so thoughtful, they're thorough. It shows that she really engages with your content, and I really appreciate that, and I try to pass that forward. She also just posted her best books in 2023, and I'm telling you, I added so many books to my list that I need to read, so everyone definitely needs to go check that out. Another booktuber that I'll be tagging is Lotta from Lotta's Nook. She is also just the best person ever. I love her editing style. I think that is something that I've realized in the last few videos I've watched from her that I can learn from. I really like the way that she cuts and adds different type of graphics, and so I think you can learn a thing or two from Lotta, and she's just a great person. Her reading style is super fun. She also is really creative in her content. She had ChatGPT create a horror story following some of her booktube friends, which was very funny, and she's also a part of the huge collaboration project for Bookymon, and so she's going to be really busy this next year making a bunch of content, so keep an eye on her. I'm going to be tagging Rainy over at Rainy Blue Reads because she is awesome, and she also just made a video for her entire bookshelves tour, and I watched the entire thing. It is very daunting to watch because it's something I want to do in the next couple weeks, but it gave me inspiration. It gave me the confidence that if Rainey did it, I can do it too. And she also honestly just pulled off a huge readathon, Get a Clue, and I'm so impressed with her. I don't know how she was able to control her sanity in the last 4 weeks, but like I was barely able to do it myself as a co-host. And so if you all could just give them some love as well, that'd be great. And fourth, I am going to be challenging Katie from I Would Rather Be Reading, not only because I'm just going to be seeing her in a couple hours on my reading sprints, but also because she's someone that I've recently met. A lot of it is thanks to Get a Clue Readathon as well, because she was another co-host, so grateful to Rainey for bringing friends together. And she is hosting her own Court of Books Readathon, which is really fun. She's a newer booktuber. She kind of gravitated to Booktube from her much larger Bookstagram account, and I find that really cool because I think we all can relate to that. We usually start on Book Talk, Booktube, Book Twitter, something like that, before we finally have the confidence to create a booktube channel. She does reading sprints all the time as well. That's like a huge staple for her. So if you're watching this and you're a big sprinter, well, go check Katie out. And so now I have officially tagged 4 people, challenging them to actually participate in this kindness tag. I also highly recommend that you check out all of the channels that I've mentioned today, especially those who comment below too, because even though I didn't tag them, the fact that they've watched this video to the end, that they're commenting, is also an act of kindness, something that I greatly appreciate as a booktuber who is still trying to find her community, or at least grow it. I've mentioned all of these great friends, but you can never have too many friends on Booktube, and so make sure you're just giving everyone a little act of kindness today, even if it's liking someone's comment, going over to their Booktube channel to check them out, and subscribing, and just kind of using this video to find more friends. All right, thank you everyone so much for watching this to the end. Like, comment, potentially subscribe if you'd like, and also 100% go check out Melinda from A Web of Stories, because her video was so heartwarming. It made my day. It was a great Sunday because I got to watch her video, and yeah, so I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!